like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now. Told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog. Yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk. Don't care what they say. I don't got no patience. I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it. Running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym. I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work. Told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face. They all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats. Yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball. Now I never fumble. I'm the MVP. Now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground then it go off. Yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my pen ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging. Ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy. Got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that. It's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up. I'm trying to get it in FT to get them when they're in hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities and never come unless you paying attention. So no, I can't miss that. Moving. MVP, I got the record. I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming. Had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my big dog walking big talk. Young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship. I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in. They gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain. The cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend. Not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element. Yeah, said you gon' pull up then settle it. Yeah, I've been married to this hustle. This is my ring. Watch out, step in it. Yeah, and I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out, touchdown. Pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed. The cut down is for us now. Have to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans. Partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice. I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time. Think it's my. Yeah. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia XRP on a little bit of a ripper right now. As you guys can see, the lawsuit is finally over. Apparently, as long as this isn't fake news like whatever happened last time. But apparently the XRP lawsuit is over. XRP is absolutely screaming to the upside. We got some interesting stuff to look at here. And is this potentially something that can drag Bitcoin up alongside XRP? I want to talk about a lot of stuff today. So shout out to the XRP army out there. If you have XRP, go ahead and smash that like button, guys. If XRP, if the lawsuit really is over, guys, it's like this thing is... XRP lawsuit over next month for like 4 years or whatever it was, right? So I saw that news and was like, is this real? Like, is that real? Am I seeing this? Is it finally over? Are we going to get some crazy news tomorrow that it was some kind of fake news or whatever? But yeah, as of right now, guys, the lawsuit's over. XRP is ripping. We're definitely going to be taking a look at this. Now, if you guys watched the live stream, I think it was maybe last week, we could actually check the date on the chart, but we saw XRP's money flow on the daily coming up with a nice green dot, which was bullish before we saw that big dump to the downside, after Bitcoin dumps. But we do still see that money flow in a very similar situation here. So could we potentially see XRP break above the key level of resistance we were looking at on that live stream and potentially start moving up to much higher prices? And what are those prices? We're going to be taking a look at those on today's live stream. So smash that like button if you guys want some free chances to win some free crypto. And if we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I'll give away $100 in XRP in celebration of the lawsuit being over, even if it winds up being bearish. But anyway, guys, shout out to the CandleMafia. We got Mark Dutch in the chat. We got the oh wow! Shout out to the poll, guys. Only 60% of people are here pumped about XRP. That is super interesting to me. I kind of thought that was going to be an absolute blowout. But yeah, shout out to Mad people picked XRP to 0. So we're actually going to, I'd like to hear about that in the chat. But anyway, guys, shout out to Crypto Anon in the chat. I know you're happy about this XRP pump, bro. Shout out to you. I did see your text that you sent me. I was on the phone, but I will answer you, bro. We got Maybe a Bandit in the chat. We got Elite Ways EZ. We got Ray in the chat, said, let's go XRP. We got Golden in the chat. Shout out to Golden. Golden, are you an XRP guy? We know you got a whole lot of Bitcoin, but are you an XRP guy? Let me know in the chat. We got Jay Violet. We got Gen Z. What is going on? And Gen Z said, I sold XRP with this pump. Shout out to Gen Z. Hey, when you're in profit, you got to take some money off the table. That is an absolutely key part of investing and trading. Shout out to the Godfather. Show him some respect in the chat. We got Wick's Wi-Fi 89, which makes me think Wick is here somewhere. There he is, Wick 589. Welcome in, bro. Let's see. We got David T. We got Alex in the chat. Donato Cabrera. What is going on, bro? OG of the Candle Mafia. Welcome in. Let's see. Hey, we got Rodney in the chat. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. He says, what up, peeps? We got Bullish Bradley. Bradley, the question is, are you bullish on XRP? So, guys, we got a lot to look at, not only on Bitcoin, but obviously also XRP. What does this mean? Can this potentially help the market overall? We're going to be breaking it all down on today's live stream. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. That was the wrong button. Sorry. Here we go. All right. So here we are on the Bitcoin chart, guys. I'm going to do a quick little overview of Bitcoin. Now, as you guys know, yesterday... Got to catch my breath here. As you guys know, yesterday we were looking at Bitcoin and some local levels here. We had some resistance above. Let me actually pull up those levels right now. I actually want to talk about this, some speculative stuff that I was looking at last night. I'll actually maybe bring that up as a little bonus segment at the end of the live stream. But as you guys know, we were looking at some key levels here. Where are my volume profiles at? I'm going to have to re-pull this volume profile. But yeah, as you guys know, we were looking at some of these key levels on Bitcoin as some, let me pull off the magnet tool here really quick. So we have this kind of key volume profile here. Where did I have this pulled from? Must have been right here. No, maybe right here. Well, either way, I'm not going to find the exact level here. Actually, I think it's because there we go. Come on. There we go. Bada boom. Right. So we have these key levels on Bitcoin, guys. As we got that recovery down from $49,000, we were looking obviously at this retracement coming up. And as you guys know, yesterday I was talking about a short position that I had taken up here as we were approaching key resistance, which was that golden pocket retracement. Now, to be quite honest with you guys, if you remember, I wasn't really too confident in that short position just because, this is kind of local levels, right? We have the local golden pocket, local 786. And I was actually a little bit more interested in this area for a short than this area, but we did have both setups in the Discord, and I did wind up taking the position here. Showed it yesterday where it was, I think it was at about break even. This is now up a little bit. We did just get a little bit of a bounce. I will pull up that trade in just a second, but you can see we are getting that little rejection to the downside. I'm actually going to pull up some other levels here. This is, I'll hide the short position and zoom in here on this other chart where we have some other key levels. Let me hide some of these boxes. Bada boom. Get rid of this blue box. Come on, get out of here. There we go. And we'll get rid of this as well just to kind of clean things up. So that was not hiding. I changed that to white. We want to actually hide it. There we go. So as you guys can see here, we are seeing that little move to the downside where we had this local value area. We kind of came up to the high there where we also had that other previous level of resistance we were looking at. But now looking at price in the context of this local volume profile, we went from the high all the way to the POC, back down to the low. And now we are finding some support here. Is the XRP pump going to kind of continue to support this move to the upside? I'm not quite sure about that. To be quite honest with you guys, I will say, as far as the charts are looking on Bitcoin, we got that 4-hour red dot. We also had a 5-hour blood diamond pop up here. That is the VPVR. Let me pull up Market Cipher really quick. Bada boom. Pull up that blood diamond here on the 5-hour, which was a nice little confirmation to hold that short position for lower. It did wind up giving us that little extra move to the downside, but we do have some interesting support here. We are currently getting a little bit of a bounce off of this value area low, sitting at about $54,460. But we do have some more interesting support below, some other key local levels. I'm going to kind of cover Bitcoin pretty quickly here, guys, because I want to get into XRP. But some other levels we have down below here are going to be, one of the main levels I'm looking at. Now, we did just kind of front run this daily level. We do have this daily level sitting at about $54,000 even, which is the next level of support. So if we can potentially get a little bit more of a move down here to deviate below this below that value area low into the daily level of support. We could potentially get back into that range, look to come back up to the high. And this is just kind of the local context that I'm looking at price in. And to be quite honest with you guys, this little XRP pump that we're seeing does somewhat change my sentiment a little bit than what I planned on covering here in the live stream. Before that news actually came out. It's actually funny, as Tony was making the thumbnail, I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, this works now, but who knows what's going to happen right before the stream. I did not think that the XRP lawsuit was going to end, though. I didn't think that was going to be the thing that happened. But just some local levels, $54,015 down here at that daily horizontal. And then down here, this is a little bit more of a saucy level in my own personal opinion. We have a weekly naked point of control, as well as a fresh daily level. No, I'm sorry, no fresh daily level. I believe it is a, I'm going to have to hide one of these. Weekly naked point of control, as well as a daily naked point of control, sitting right here on that golden pocket retracement when pulled from your absolute, or this kind of higher low here all the way to the high of this kind of little pump to the upside. So we do continue down. These are kind of the next local zones of support I'm looking at. Now, as I was talking to the premium Discord, I am interested in long positions if we do continue the move down here. Now, is that move likely to continue? Well, it's kind of hard to say, right? Unless XRP winds up dragging Bitcoin up here. We do have that 8-hour red dot looking to print here on the 8-hour. And if we do wind up getting that, could kind of assist us down to some of these lower levels. So option one, you know, and kind of the option I would prefer a little bit more of a push down here into some of these other key levels of support, like I just said. I'm going to talk about this level a little bit here with that weekly and daily naked point of control sitting at $52,800. We actually also have some other complements there as well. But really, what I'm looking at here is the naked points of controls on XO charts. If I go ahead and minimize this, pull up the dailies and the weeklies, these are probably, okay, no, they don't have to load here. But if we zoom in here, you guys can see we do have this weekly naked point, daily naked point of control sitting at about 52,880, as well as that weekly NPOC. Sitting at about 52.8 as well, or 52.882. It's like literally in the same exact area, making this somewhat of a strong level. There's no guarantee that we're going to get down there, but if we can print that 8-hour red dot and see a potential bigger move down here, I would love to see price come into this zone, or even more ideally, I would like price to come down to that 786. Again, this is not guaranteed, but this zone down here between about $51,359 and $50,760 are going to be kind of, that would be the more favorable level in my opinion, because what this could potentially do is if we get that red dot here on the 8-hour, you could see our momentum waves could potentially be set up here to give us a bullish divergence into that key level of support, giving a bigger move to the upside. Now, I am not just going to hold on here, hold on for this level. I will be looking for longs locally. Unfortunately, I was just away from my desk as we wind up seeing this bounce, but you know, again, with that 8-hour red dot, it is not impossible to see that little continuation to the downside. You can see your 12-hour VWAP rolling back over as well. But the real question is here, is XRP, if it continues to pump, is this going to continue to drag Bitcoin up? If that is the case, we may bounce here. But if Market Cypher B winds up pulling through, I would really like to see those levels, right? 52.8, big level of support I'm looking at. And then if we lose that, down here at that 786 daily at about, between 51,329 all the way down to the daily here at about $50,746. So those are the next local levels of resistance. But until we wind up losing that local value area low, we could potentially anticipate, let me pull this to the current price action, we could potentially anticipate this to get supported, right? So you come down to the value area low, could open up the door to get a little bounce to the POC, value area high, etc. And this is kind of what I was waiting for, right? Kind of waiting for some kind of consolidation here on Bitcoin to get those clear signals for a short position. And that short position is now finally in profit. It was basically break even for quite some time yesterday, up about $639, up 12%. It is a $35,000, almost a $40,000 position. So yeah, we'll see if that can continue to play out here. I'm gonna, we did this a few weeks ago. Should we be, let me know what you guys would do with this trade. Would you take a little off the table, or would you let this ride down, move your stop loss to entry? Let me know what you guys want to do. Tony D, drop a poll. What should we do with this trade? Should the Mafia just trade this trade for me? We're up $600. It's a pretty small, this isn't much in profit. profit. We're not even that far away from the entry here. So it's not the biggest move. I would like that bigger drop down. But let me know. Should we take some profit here? I'll let you guys make the decisions. Should we just do that where you guys control my trades? That would be kind of lit. But yeah, let me know what you guys want me to do. Should I take profit? Should we put our stop loss to entry? Tony D, make a poll. Let us know. Let the Mafia vote on what should we do. Or should we just YOLO hold this thing and see if we can get wrecked? I'm just kidding. We're never going to do that. But yeah, let me know what you guys want when Tony gets that poll up. But yeah, just wanted to show that. Also, almost forgot to say, shout out to Femex, guys. We did just drop a pre-recorded Femex leverage trading kind of tutorial. It's a mock trading tutorial showing you guys how you can get on Femex and actually use the platform with zero risk, trading with fake money, getting used to the platform. You can actually practice your trading on an actual exchange, which is a one-to-one simulation. So if you're looking to get into leverage trading, but it kind of confuses you, you see these dashboards and you're like, this looks really confusing. I break it down as simple as possible, step by step, what you need to know about leverage. How does leverage affect your liquidation levels? How does leverage affect your margin? What are the dangers of 100x leverage? All that good stuff. And then I show you guys how to get on the mock trading platform where you could trade with, I think they give you like $200,000 of fake money to just play around with. And I recommend, especially with the one-to-one simulation here, mess up, take those 100x trades on your mock trading account, and then simply, before you actually load up a real live account, you can at least make all those mistakes you're likely to make in the beginning of your trading journey on a fake account that is literally mirroring the actual exchange one-to-one. So go check that out if you guys have not already. And if you guys want to sign up for Femex, we do have an affiliate link down below. If you guys are interested, we do obviously get a kickback for that. But if you don't want to give us a kickback, simply just go to the website. I highly recommend them, whether you use our link or not. So anyway, shout out to VW John, said BRB kids. Well, VW John, come back soon. But yeah, as we look here at Bitcoin, guys, those are the next local levels of support I am looking at. And if we can, the next kind of thing that I am looking at for the big, if we are going to get a bigger pump here, is I'm going to be watching this daily VWAP coming to the upside, looking for a potential green dot. And if we can get that green dot, I think that's likely going to signal the bigger move to the upside, right? Especially, yesterday we were looking at that 90-minute money flow coming up. It obviously did fake out, which was good for my short, but not good if you wanted Bitcoin to go up. So, but it is nice, right? Because we can make money whether the price is going down, obviously, as we just looked at. So it is nice that I'm in that short position. So we'll have to see. If we get that green dot on the daily, we get that 90-minute money flow to come up. That's kind of what I'm looking at for the bigger move. But other than that, guys, things kind of remain the same here. Just, still having the dust settle from this big dump to the downside, looking for this potential range to form where we can now look for new trades, potential long positions at this low or beyond. And then, to be honest, for a new short position, I would much rather wait for higher prices, right? Like I said, I didn't really have too much hope for the short position that I took yesterday. It was pretty tightly managed as I was favoring some higher levels, which is sitting here between this 786 and a value area high of this local range. So very simply put, if we do bounce from where we're at right now, we get that continuation up, maybe XRP drags the rest of the market up, and we come up here and we hold this value area low as support. Next major level I'd be looking at, which is, somewhat strong in my opinion, is going to be that 786 value area high, where we also have some other levels as well. I won't bring them all up. But yeah, we might get above that 786, go get above that value area low golden pocket, shoot for the 786, which would make sense if you're looking at this as a value area. I know this is a little bit roughly drawn here, but you guys can see, right? We can still look at this range. This is what we were looking at yesterday for context, right? Get back above the value area low. You can look to go to the POC, which is not marked down right now. Let me go ahead and mark that. Bada boom, POC sitting at 57.8. So really, like the next major level I'd be looking at is, basically at between $58 and $59,000 up here if we can get above that value area. So those are the key levels that I would recommend having on your chart. Never financial advice. You guys have to make your own trading and financial decisions. This is just for entertainment purposes. I am just some crazy guy that chugs Aztec and Cactus Moss Water on live TV. Is this TV? I don't know. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Mrs. Candles is sick right now, guys, and she just came in mumbling some nonsense. I don't even know what she said. Mrs. Candles, you want to show a sick hand, or you don't want to do it right now because they're ugly because they're sick? Oh, you don't want to get close to me. Okay, that's okay. I'll take your germs anytime. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. But yeah. With all that being said, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. That is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Pretty much the same levels to the upside. Now, if we did get some kind of crazy rip here, we break above that 786. This would, potentially open up the door to come up to some way more key levels, come up to a higher time frame to populate those. Mrs. Candles is in some kind of feverish daze right now. She's just staring at the wall. You okay? Oh, okay. Oh. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. She said, "Why is my Coinbase pumping so much?" She's funny, guys. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. She's in crypto. She holds crypto, obviously. Some XRP, thanks to her good old boyfriend Frankie Candles. But yeah, your Coinbase is pumping because of XRP, Mrs. Candles. She looks at her Coinbase. She's like, "Why is my Coinbase up so much?" Well, there you go, because it was pretty down. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. There's those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat. Tony D said, "When marriage?" But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. You can see 6-hour red dot printing as well. So again, if we do wind up continuing down, let's see. Tony D drop. That's what I like to see, Mafia. Tony D dropped that poll. What should Frankie do with his current trade? Take profit, move stop loss to entry, let it moon, close it fully. No one wants it closed fully. Most people want some profits taken. All right, so we'll do that. I'll just do that, right? Let's see. What should we take? I'll go ahead and take, 25, 30%. Let's see. We'll take 32% out. Bada boom. Let's see if that goes through. There we go. Okay, so now we got profit taken. I will move my stop loss to my entry, making this a guaranteed winning trade, right? So now we have almost, $180 locked in, 444 unrealized, 12% in the profit, and then I will move my stop loss to entry. That way, if we do get stopped out, we'll just make $200, which is really no big deal. Again, I didn't really have super high hopes for this trade anyway, so the fact that we're in green at all is pretty nice. But there we go. Thank you, Mafia, and good job. Take profit being that highest bar is definitely a good thing. So there you go. And I'll take that take profit and move stop loss to entry as like a total of, about 60-something% of the entire vote. So I'll just do both those things. Some people say let it moon, which would wreck me, actually, because it's a short. But yeah, let's go ahead and get that $200. Shout out to Elite Ways Easy. This is like, to be honest with you guys, like for a trade like this, what it was, almost a $40,000 position. It's like still, that's not really what I'm looking for out of these trades, but it's fun to trade with the Mafia. I like letting you guys make decisions, which I don't recommend for anybody else. You should never just go to people for decision making on your trading. But anyway, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so smash that like button if you have not already. Dismazed said it, not me. But guys, we will keep an eye on Bitcoin here as price develops. But let's go ahead and I want to jump into a little bit of XRP analysis, and then I actually might come up to Bitcoin and talk a little bit about this little kind of like research that I was doing yesterday. I don't know if I would call this legitimate research, but I was just kind of looking at some things here, measuring some things out. Pretty interesting information. Now, maybe I'll come back to that in just a second. But real quick, guys, let's go ahead and jump on over to XRP because this is the thing that is taking all the attention right now. So where are we? We're on the live stream here. Bada boom. Okay, so as we look here, we talked about XRP yesterday. Number one, right, daily was kind of what we were looking at, and I can actually put a date on this, excuse me. Yeah, it was about July 29th, where we were seeing money flow come up here on the daily with a fresh green dot looking to print on XRP, which is what made us anticipate this potential continuation to the upside here, right? We got that big move up to our POC, back up to our value area high, and then that money flow crossover into the green did look somewhat good. It's kind of funny that, this is, when you see Market Cypher looking like this, guys, where you have a money flow and VWAP coming up at the same exact time, sometimes this can be very bullish, right? Even if I move it forward a candle, go again here. When you see something like this, where you're getting that fresh green dot with the money flow crossover, sometimes that's very, very bullish. And it is funny, right? Because we actually did wind up getting, obviously, a big move to the downside after that happened, which was, we were able to see that coming with the bearish divergence above the volume profile. So it's not like that was a shocker or anything like that. But it is funny that, when you see money flow in the VWAP like that, it's almost like that could be like, hey, guys, is the lawsuit about to end right now? Like, maybe that's what, when the chart looks like that, sometimes it anticipates big news like that. And it is funny that we got a dump, but then the news came out like right after that dump. But anyway, we are kind of still in a similar situation where we're getting that money flow crossover once again with that fresh green dot. And this time, you actually have a nice trigger wave here. Let me make Market Cipher B a little bigger, where you have that nice, anchor wave here with a nice trigger wave like this. And oftentimes, if you can get a bullish divergence where price comes down and makes a lower low as your momentum waves are making higher lows, that'll give you a bullish divergence, which is, more often what I like to see. But when you have these anchor waves and trigger waves like this, especially with a money flow crossover on a time frame like the daily, it could wind up being pretty bullish. So, and obviously, we have some crazy news here. So, what happened? We came down. I'll come down to a lower time frame so we can kind of look at this. We came down. We got to bounce off the value area low as we deviated. Look for the move back into the range, back up to the POC where we got a little bit of resistance. And then once we got above that POC, obviously, we just got that big Lambo candle off that news. But where are we sitting right now? Straight back to that value area high. And you guys can see how reliable these volume profiles are, right? You get the above the value area low, interaction with the POC, flip it to support, right up to the value area high, bearish confirmation to the value area high, rejection of the value area high, back to the POC, back to the low. Then you, again, find support on the low. I'll get rid of some of these lines. You get that resistance on the POC as expected, but once you break it, you look to go up to that value area high, and here we are sitting right at that level. Now, this is somewhat exciting, guys, because if, right, the keyword if, we do wind up getting that continuation to the upside, we do have some interesting levels above us. And number one, let me zoom out a bit here. And there, come on, there we go. If we take a look here, grab our rectangle and pull that range, right, we are right now kind of tapping on the door, right? Right here, this is your doorway to higher prices. Now, there are two doorways to higher prices that I'm looking at. Is it on this? It might be on this actual chart. No, but there are two little doorways to higher prices that I'm looking at. Number one, we are going to be looking at 62 cents is partially that doorway to higher prices because that breaks you out of this value area high. And depending on where you pull this older volume profile from, this value area low will move down. And I believe, I don't want to try to find the exact candle, but if you pull it here, I believe that moves it down to 62. Yeah. So these are kind of the two levels, 62 cents all the way up to about 67 cents. So we're already trying to interact and crack above that 62-cent level. But really, once you get back above that 62-cent level and that 67-cent level, this is where we could potentially open the door up to that 83-cent POC. And if you guys watch the channel, you will know every time we approach this level, it's potentially the doorway to higher prices. But as you guys know, those previous value area lows are going to be key resistance until proven otherwise, right? So obviously hit your head back into the lower volume profile, hit your head back to the value area low, and now we're hitting our heads again. But with the news that we're seeing right now, potentially, $125 million, penalty, it's XRP, for God's sake, right? So, if this does wind up giving us the bigger move, like this is definitely the key level from a technical standpoint to get above, right? 67 cents, get above that. You could potentially open the door to that 83-cent POC. You could see this happen last time we had some news on XRP, ripped right up to that POC. Where did we reject from? Right from the POC, back down to the lower value. But, right now, we could potentially be knocking on the door. Now, I saw some people saying, should I long XRP? Should I long XRP? Should I buy XRP? It's kind of hard to say, right? Because, for me personally, I don't like buying the top of these candles. But, if this does wind up being super bullish, this is probably going to wind up, if we wind up seeing XRP go to $1.29, which is the top of this value area, this is going to look like a pretty cheap price. But for me, I have to personally, based off my trading rules, I have to wait for some kind of an entry trigger to actually take the position to get it in there, right? Obviously, I own a lot of XRP on spot. So, I'm not necessarily just trying to catch a huge long here because I'm going to make money whether we come up or, if we go down, I will simply just short the dang thing. But let's see. Shout out to Jay Gilly said, you could technically say most coins that yeet to the upside are setting up bear divs, though. Give the XRP army the W. Shout out to Jay Gilly. This bear div actually already played out, right? So, the hope would be to get back above this level and just continue up. And I will say, right, it's kind of hard to say, right? Obviously, we're going to pump on this news. How is this going to sustain? It's very hard to say. But from a technical standpoint, money flow crossing over into the green, with that fresh green dot, is somewhat of a good sign. We see that money flow coming to the green. That trend is likely to continue up. So just keep that in mind, right? 2-day green dot looking to potentially print. So there are things technically, pointing to some potential upside here for XRP, regardless of the news, right? Now, did the news, change the indicator? Probably, right? Like the movement of the price action obviously changes the indicator. But from a chart perspective, if we see that 2-day green dot and this money flow crossover into the green, confirm and come up, very likely we continue that trend. And these are the key levels that I would be looking at above. And again, remember, these doorways to higher prices are these aren't just key levels of resistance. And a lot of times when we look at this, right, if we are going to get above here and continue up, it could happen very quickly, right? And very likely that is going to be the threshold where, once you get above here, it's where you're going to see that bigger move up. So keep that in mind. So there you go. Other than that, we could check some of these other higher time frames. 5-day, 4-day. I don't want to just get completely just like, oh my God, they won the lawsuit. It's all over. We're going to $1 bazillion. But you do still have the 4-day red dot printing, 5-day red dot looking to print as well. 6-day VWAP coming down, weekly VWAP also coming down, right? So, it depends. Is this news just going to completely step on things and absolutely yeet you up? It's kind of hard to say, to be quite honest with you. But, these are still on the chart. Higher time frames, even on Bitcoin, right? Even though I am potentially looking for higher prices on Bitcoin, please keep in mind that, potentially looking up towards that 58K zone. Remember here, right? We are still, even if we pump up to much higher prices on Bitcoin, let me pull up the main range that we're looking at here. Bada boom, right? This current volume profile. If we get back above here, bada boom, bada bing, right? We get above this value area. Like, even if we start coming up here, like, this is still very, 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 very key resistance, right? And, with the way that the higher time frames look on Bitcoin, it is, possible, right? Let me pull this up. 5-day red dot is printing. 6-day red dot is printing. And don't forget, we have that weekly red dot not only confirmed, but we also have that weekly blood diamond confirmed on regular candles and also printing on your Heikenashis, right? This is typically a pretty bearish sign. Now, doesn't mean the bull market's over. Like, let's put this into perspective, guys. A lot of people ask me, is the bull market over? Right? Now, if you bought at 75K, the bull market feels like it's over. But from a long-term perspective, even if we came down a little more here, like even into that $40,000 zone that we were talking about on the previous live streams, this is not the worst. Let me see. That's not lower support. Okay. So, even if we do wind up seeing that 40K, $42,000 level come in, it does not necessarily mean that the bull market is over. Crypto gets very, very volatile before we go into the massive bull run. So keep that in mind, right? Like, even regardless of the 2020 dump here, right? This was obviously based off the Black Swan event that we had. I don't want to say it on YouTube because I don't think they like it. But as we are looking here, right, like, it obviously gets pretty volatile. Big move down. Oh my God, we're going to the moon. Oh my God, another big move down. Oh my God, finally the bull market. Oh my God, it's all over. And then, you could imagine how many people sold the bottom here. I was just talking to my dad about this. Like, selling that bottom is just that. You do not want to be that guy that sells the bottom there. And you also don't want to be the guy holding your bags to zero either, right? So I don't want to say, like, just hold through anything. But, things get very volatile, right, before you go into that parabolic bull run. So, although, even if, right, because I'm going to say it, right, I'm going to say it, I don't care that you hurt your elbow. But anyway, I don't know how many people in here are going to get that. But shout out to Retro Mike Tech. What is going on, bro? But, as we see this kind of start to print, 6-hour red dot printing, even if we do wind up, getting another move to the upside here, we are still, from a technical standpoint, even though if we push up to 63K, especially with the bullish, if the XRP news comes out again, something else bullish, or we get some kind of other bullish catalyst here, with money flow, the way it's looking on the higher time frames, coming out on the 3-day, still coming straight down here on 2-day. That does not look very good. We could still be looking at this as a potential lackluster pump to the upside to put in a lower high and then break structure to the downside once again, just like we were looking at here when we dumped down to 53K, right? Hey, guys, we just had a pretty big dump. You don't want to short the bottom. You don't want to sell your bags at the bottom, right? But if we do, and there is a chance we could pump here, right? But if we do, there's a chance of a lackluster pump, lower high, and a break of structure to the downside. And people did not want to hear that, right? Trust me, I know. But look what wound up happening. We wound up doing that exact thing. So just keep that in mind. And one of the big things we were looking at here to anticipate that was the higher time frame money flow. So always remember, higher time frames do matter. So like, and you can imagine how bullish it gets. Like everyone here is like, oh my God, that's it. We're going to 100K. And it's like, but what about, but fib levels and bear divs and like very likely lower high here if we see the signals. And then you get a daily bearish divergence at the key level and you get that big move down for the breaking structure to the downside based off money flow and just the general downtrend that we were seeing, right? So it's going to be more probable than not that downtrends continue. The trend is your friend until the end, which is why you don't ignore the moves to the upside, right? Trading is a very difficult thing, right? But there you go. So if we get a push up here, just know that it could still be a potential lackluster bounce for a lower high based off higher time frame money flow. Now, if we come up there, it's very hard to call that right this second, because if we do come up there and we do wind up seeing no bearish signs, right, and things are starting to flip around and that higher time frame money flow looks good, then maybe we can look higher. But there's no way to say that or guess that until we wind up coming back up to these prices. So just keep that in mind, right? Not impossible to bounce here, but keeping that grander bearish, keeping those longer term bearish goggles on as a potential possibility, right? Again, like it was not favorable. People did not like me saying that this could be a lower high and a breaker structure to the downside. People were like, are you kidding me? We went to 53K. How low do you want to go? I kind of wanted to go to 51 to 52K, kind of, right? And one of the reasons we were actually looking at that actually had to do with high block capital, right? Or the liquidation heat maps that we were looking at. We knew that we had a lot of that liquidity. Make this a little bigger. We had a lot of that liquidity sitting down at 51 to 52K. So, you want to combine all these things for a potential or for a sound trading plan, right? Like, well, hey, sure, we could blast off to higher prices. That's not impossible, right? But if money flow is coming out on the higher time frames, trend is likely to continue to the downside, right? If we have a lot of liquidity down there, it would also make sense to go wick out that liquidity. And if we start rejecting or putting in bearish signals at a key level of resistance, which wound up being that value area high 786 retracement that we just looked at, well, then it could be plausible that we may wind up going for that liquidity. And what happened? We came down, we swept that liquidity, and now the question is, are we going to get that bounce? But I'm here to tell you, if we get that bounce, unless you see technical reasons, technical problems, you guys can see I struggle with technical problems quite often. But if we do wind up seeing that bounce, everyone's going to call for 100K. And, it's not that we can't do it, but you have to keep that higher time frame bias in mind, right? It's not impossible to get that lower high in a continuation down. In fact, it would be the more statistically probable situation. But we talk a lot about with where we are in the cycle. We had 20% dump during the ETF approval, and we kind of went back down there to retest that wick, right? A lot of people don't like. There's that wick, right, up on the ETF approval, and we came down to tap that perfectly, right? So, I don't also just want to sit up here and say like there's no guarantee that we're definitely going to make that lower low, but it's not impossible, guys. Trading is an if this then that statement, right? Again, if we come up here and we start showing strength, we can anticipate that, hey, maybe we're going to change trends. But until proven otherwise, the higher probability outcome is the lower high in the breaking structure of the downside. It's not me calling for 40K, just to be clear. I'm not just saying we're going to 40K. It's an if this, then that statement. And that's how we make money, right? People might say, Frankie, why are you shorting the bottom? It's because this short is based off lower time frames, right? It doesn't make it a bad trade. It's just a lower time frame. It's all about context. It's all about your trading plan and your overall analysis, right? I'm not going to put in a giant short here in anticipation of just like continuing all the way down, right? I would anticipate some kind of a bounce here at some point. So there you go. Shout out to the Mafia. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Is the XRP giveaway real? Where you send an amount and get 2x back. Shout out to James. If you are talking to anybody, regardless of their name, if it's an impersonator of me, if you have anybody telling you that you can send them your XRP and they're going to send you 2x back, that is fake. That is a scam. Please do not fall for that. And just be careful, because if they have like my profile picture and they're posing as me, it is not me. We will never ever ask you to send your crypto to us. Anytime anyone says, can you send me some crypto, I'll make you money, it is a clear scam. Do not fall for that. No one's going to, life is not that easy. There is no way that you're just going to there's no vending machines in life other than trading, right? Which oftentimes steals your money as well. There's no person that unless you have a personal friend that wants to trade for you, it's very likely they'll lose all your money. But just think about that. Is it too good to be true? If it is, It probably, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? So no, you're never going to be able to give XRP to someone. They're going to give you 2x back magically because they have an algorithm. It's all fake. It's all scam. They're trying to steal your money. Please don't fall for it. But yeah, there you go. Be careful of the scammers out there. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, shout out to James. Be careful out there, bro. I know it's sad too because it's like, it sounds great, right? You know, I have scammers hit me up on my Frankie Candles account posing as me saying, hey, can I help you investing with? And I'm like, dude, you like, what? You're posing like it must be bots, right? There's no way a human being would impersonate me and then message me. It's crazy. But anyway, I constantly got to keep my mom away from that stuff. But shout out to you, man. Michael S. said, I'll send you triple. Don't fall for it, James. He won't send you triple. I promise you that. But shout out to James. Be careful out there, brother. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech said, I sent 1 XRP. Still waiting to get my 2 back. Shout out to Retro Mike. Shout out to Golden said, Frankie, send me XRP and I'll double it. I dare you, bro. Shout out to Golden. I'll do it, bro. Shout out to Golden. I'll send you XRP and you could just keep it, man. Shout out to Golden. I'll do it, but then I'm going to abandon that address. So just keep the XRP, Golden. Shout out to you, bro. Absolute legend. Let's see. I'll send you quadruple. Send me 2. I'll send you 1 back. Shout out to VW John. That's it's like a reverse scam. But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Crypto 101 said, Market Cypher is great, even works on the 10-second chart, shorted XRP, made a fortune, closed the position. Shout out to Crypto 101. I have a random amount of money here. We're going to throw it for you, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto 101. Let's go. Trading the 10-second chart like an absolute monster. Congratulations. I don't know if you're being serious, but if you are, congrats to you, bro. All right, let's see. But yeah, if you're asking about our XRP giveaway is 100% legit. You don't have to send anything to us. Or only thing you have to send us is an address to send it to. Not a password, not a seed phrase, just an address to send the money to. And then we just send you the XRP. You don't have to give us any personal information, no money, nothing like that. But we will be picking those winners. If we get 550 likes, we have to get 550 on tonight's live stream to give away that $100 in XRP. Should we up it? $150 in XRP? Let's do that. If we get 550, we'll give that away on Friday's live stream. All you have to do is comment and like the Femex video that we just dropped, and I highly recommend you watch it, especially if you're learning to leverage trade. And, you know, I start the video off with like, so you see everybody seemingly making a ton of money trading crypto using leverage, but you're scared because you're always hear that it's dangerous and you could lose all your money. And then I go on and explain everything you need to know and show you a safe way to learn without risking your own money so you could build up your confidence, get familiar with the platform, and then when you load up a live account, at least you feel comfortable on the actual exchange. So there you go. And if you use our link as well, you will get access to the dining room where we do put trade setups once a week. Sometimes it's premium TA. A lot of times it's setups. It's in the free Discord. Click on the dining room. There's instructions on how to get in. If you're going to sign up for Femex with our link anyway, or you already did and you're not in there, you might as well get the free access. It's free value for you guys. So there you go. How high can XRP go? Shout out to... but Frankie, I've traveled 500 miles to give you my seed phrase. Step brothers. Shout out to Wick 589. Just traveling to Nashville to hand me your seed phrase. If anyone ever gave me a seed phrase, I'd be like, I don't want that. You take that. I want my money. I don't want your money. So shout out to Wick 589. Shout out to Crypto 101 said, I am serious. Lost the 200 moving average on the 10-second chart with an X on the Heikanashis. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto 101 crushing the trades there on the 10-second, bro. Good for you. Congrats, bro. Let's go. I'm pinning that. Congratulations. Shout out to Market Cypher as well. Shout out to Crypto Face. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Let's go. He said, wait, hang on. There's a pop-up in front of this. And guys, drop some altcoins in the chat. I will go back to XRP real quick to answer that question of how high can we go if it does continue. Yeah. Oh, shout out to, oh my God. That's like, I can't read that. But shout out to you, man. Says, Frankie, my man, can you take a look at ETH? I'll take a look at ETH right now. Drop your altcoins in the chat if you want me to take a look. Rob the crypto sample, count up the votes. Let's go ahead and let's do like 3. And then I'll take a look at some other random requests. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. $50 super chat. Shout out to Anon. He says, love you, buddy. XRP is going to melt faces. LFG. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Yeah. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I've been holding my XRP for way too long. And hey, they say anything good in life doesn't come easy or takes time. So we'll see what happens. But I will say, let's talk about that a little bit. I'll take a look at ETH, and then I'll go back to XRP, talk about some higher price targets. Maybe I'll put on my moon mission goggles, and maybe we'll talk about like new all-time highs, what I'm looking at. If that were to happen again, I'm not expecting this tomorrow or the next day, guys. Like XRP could pull back again before it rips. It doesn't mean it's not going to continue going up. And I'm not expecting that like tomorrow or the next day or anything like that. But we could talk about that, in the midst of the bull run, in 2025, how high can we go? I do have some targets I'm looking at. So we'll talk about that as well. But taking a look at Ethereum here, guys, let me put on our regular candles real quick. So yikes. Okay. So, let me pull this, volume profile real quick. Man, I should have held this short. I only held this to the bottom of the volume profile, but I should have held this. That would have been a 44% on 20x leverage. That would have been a crazy big trade. That would have been probably 5 figures, pretty decent, like mid 5 figures probably. But there we go. We'll hide that. But yeah, real quick, what I'm looking at here, guys, is going to be this volume profile, right? Like pulled from this little range right here. Let me go ahead and, because if we do continue down here on ETH, these are going to be the levels I'm watching, right? So you have your value area high, you have your POC, bada boom, bada bing. And here you are, right? So you have a naked value area down here, and this is how we trade, right? You have a value area up here, right? Not too much here, right? There's no consolidation really in these areas, right? So sure, you have some levels of support, but for the most part, quick moves up oftentimes lead to quick moves down, right? An easy way to visualize this, if you're new to the channel, is the VPVR, right? Go ahead and hide these levels, and you guys can see quick move up through the low volume gap oftentimes means when you lose that high volume node here and you fall back into the gap, you're going to get gravitated to where? That next high volume node, right? Which is sitting here. So you have a high volume node here, and then, volume pretty much falls off until you get back down here. So, once you really see that gap come in, which I would argue is losing these lows here, right? If I mark that out with a horizontal line, right? Once you lose this shelf of volume, this is called a shelf of volume, right? Or a ledge. Very simply put, once you lose that level, oftentimes you're going to fall into this low volume gap, right? And price is going to gravitate towards the next high volume node. And what happens? You fall right through the gap and you go right to that high volume node, right? We actually pierced through it and came back up. So if we do continue down here, next major target would be, right? Especially because we are, especially because we're below this value area, right? We've broken back into this value area high. If you can't get back above, you look to go to the POC and the value area low, right? Bada boom, right? So the next key levels here, if we continue down and we can't get back above this value area high at $2,400, which is also a psychological level, we will be looking down towards that POC at about $2,245. Lose that, looking down to about $2,175, right? So this is kind of that next area of value. So yeah, those are the lower levels on ETH. No bullish divergence here on the 3 hour. Let's pull up some higher time frames. And again, guys, right, like the higher time frames still, you have to be cautious, right? Just because money flow is coming out here doesn't mean that it's just going to insta-nuke to the floor. But based off how Market Cypher works, more generally, once that money flow crosses into the red, it means that the downtrend is likely to continue. But in order for a downtrend to continue, you don't just make lower lows, right? You have to make higher lows, right? You have a low, a high, right? Or you have a high, a low, a lower high, kind of an equal low, but then you have a lower high, a lower low. So could we come up and make a lower high again before going down? Absolutely. This is typically how the market moves. So just because money flow is coming out here on the 4-day, this takes time to play out, right? You're not necessarily going to just, nuke down to zero, right? You're probably going to look for a retracement to come in at some point before putting in a lower high and continuing to the downside. So also losing that 786 is kind of the invalidation for putting the higher low in here. This is the 4-day too. So, on a lower time frame, we've closed many, many candles below that 786, right? So I'm going to take that off for now. Are there any signs of a bounce right here? I would argue probably not, right? 10-hour yellow X. These do come in couples, guys. Do come in twos, right? First and second one typically give you the biggest moves, and then the third, fourth, fifth sometimes indicate seller exhaustion. So, yeah, VWAP coming down here locally. Red dot printing on your 10-hour, 8-hour red dot, probably about to print an 8-hour red dot. So what do? We see that 8-hour red dot. You could go right down to the 30-minute time frame. What is money flow doing? It's already in the red here, so it's not really the setup I like to look for, so we won't even look at that. But 8-hour red dot, one thing I kind of do like about this is this 8-hour, if we do continue down to the bottom of this volume profile, right, I would probably be interested in longs down here because if you do wind up coming down, look at your momentum wave, right? If you come down and put in a higher low and you get that nice 8-hour bearish divergence. Now, you have to remember money flow is still coming out, right? So it's not like necessarily this is going to bring you up to new all-time highs. However, if you do get that bullish divergence, it could indicate that you're going to get somewhat of a strong bounce. But on that bounce, you just want to keep that idea of higher time frame money flow coming out. So it could be possible to put in a lower high and continue down. But it doesn't mean you can't take the longs to look for that, capitalize on that move to the downside. Look at Bitcoin, right? Just because, right, I'm still potentially looking for price to come up here, but it doesn't mean I can't capitalize on this small little move down. Like, why not grab that $800 or so, right? We're back 627 plus 180, right? So, like, we're up, close to $1,000 there. Just off this little move here, right? So why not capitalize and make money on all of these moves, right? You don't always have to make sure you're going to all-time highs. This is the beauty of day trading and scalping the market, right? You can just jump in, grab some money, and take that, that $900, that $1,000, and then go buy some spot Bitcoin, go buy some spot XRP, go buy some spot whatever altcoin you want to buy, right? Maybe you want to buy some COQ. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Votes are in. Let's go ahead. I'm checking on chat real quick. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Shout out to Tim B. Said, did you look at XRP? Already freaky. Shout out to Tim B. I will just check in on XRP in case people are tuning in and just kind of questioning here. Very simply put, let me go ahead and get rid of, well, actually, no, I'll keep this, right? So, value area between, major value area that you're inside right now is between 45 cents and about 62 cents, right? So this is your main range. So, as long as we remain inside this range, you could potentially expect levels to get respected, right? You go from the low to the POC to the high. Bearish confirmations at the high to the POC to the low. And now we are back. Whoops. Now we are back. Come on. Now we are back from the low to the POC to the high. Right? So, really what you want to do here is you want a clean breakout. And really the key level here, if you guys just want to mark it out, again, we already went over this, but anybody who just tuned in, we did put XRP on the thumbnail, so I know a lot of people are probably looking for that. Between at about 67, 68 cents. You want to get above that level. A weekly MPOC is absolutely key with that doorway to higher prices, which is the value area low of this previous range. Hide market cipher A just to clean things up. Right? I'll even put on Heikenashi's to make it a little cleaner, right? Come up to, say, the weekly, right? This is the range you're looking to come inside of, right? Bada boom. These two, it's the two, you have a lower value area. But in general, I'll just look at this one just because it's the 67 cent value area low, right? So you want to break out of this range and you want to get in, right? Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. This is an area of value. Right? If we get impulses, right, or imbalance to the upside, and the buyers start outweighing the sellers, which couldn't be impossible, you're going to go hunt out that previous balance, which, lucky for us, is that bull market range from 2021, which could lead you to 83 cents and flip that 83 cent level, potentially get you up to $1.29, right? Now, again, I'm not necessarily saying if you buy XRP right now, it's going straight up there, right? It's very important to realize. I'm not just calling for 129. I'm not just calling for $1.29 on XRP immediately, right? It's not how the markets move. Remember, VWAPs are coming down. There could be a chance to get in on a dip here if it's even going to continue to the upside. So, and just to kind of answer the kind of trivial question of, new all-time highs, I don't want to spend a time, maybe we can, right? I'll just pull my Fibonacci from the high to the low. I'll pull up the extension levels that I like to look at. Bada boom, right? So I'll kind of talk about what I think is likely and very unlikely, right? And I'll be honest, I think this is possible, right? If XRP winds up, getting good moves in the bull market, we get back into this range, right? Get the move up here. You break out of this 786 and you go into some higher prices. Now, this is in all-time highs. I'll actually pull up the Bitstamp chart because it's a little... it's higher time frame, right? Actually, I don't want to delete all that. Bada boom. I will just hide all this, put it in a folder. Bada boom. Okay. So, here we are, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just pull from the 21 high, right, all the way to the 2022 low. Whoops. 2022 low, right? So some local levels I would look at above. Probably should put some spider lines on here. That would be pretty dope, right? I have never messed around with spider lines on XRP, but it could be interesting. Should we do this live? Let me know. Should we do spider lines on XRP right now? This will be kind of lit. We won't be looking at the other altcoins, but this could be helpful potentially. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will experiment with that. I mean, there is, depending on when we get up there, right? If we wind up getting up into these extensions, really key level to flip here is going to be the 786 at $1.63, right? And then you could potentially, right, all-time high coming in here at, what was it, $3.31, right? So if you wind up getting above that 786, which again is sitting at $1.60, then you could potentially look for all-time highs coming into this extension level at about $3. And then, if you go into price discovery, the next probable place, in my opinion, right, not financial advice, the next likely place for price to go, right, shoot up into like all-time high territory, 410 to 465 would be kind of that next major level I'd look at if we're going to make new all-time highs for XRP, right? If you break that, $6.36, kind of that next extension level that I would look at. And then, I know a lot of people are looking for $10. I'm not saying that XRP could never get to $10, but, if you pull up the coin perspective, I highly recommend this, guys. If you do not know what the coin perspective is, I have a video about it on the channel. Maybe I'll make another one because it's a pretty old video. But if you pull up the coin perspective, this will allow you to, kind of tell you what the market cap of a coin needs to be in order to get to a certain price, right? So if we wind up going to XRP, actually I haven't used this in a bit. So you got an XRP, right, 61 cents. If XRP had had Bitcoin's market cap, it would be $19, right? So we would literally need, we would need XRP to have Bitcoin's market cap of 1.1 trillion in order for XRP to be to $19, right? So you could start to understand all these people calling for a $10,000 XRP, right? Is that a 10? That's not. There we go. Looking for a $10,000 XRP. That's a 16,374X, and the market cap would have to be $560 trillion. I know, like, they talk about tokenizing all different assets on the XRP ledger, which would raise the market cap to unfathomable numbers. Whatever the theory is behind there, based off of what I understand, right, and the way I trade and the way I invest, there is no way on earth that XRP could ever hit $10,000 unless like some new thing came out or some crazy thing happened. But like, you just see how crazy that is, right? Like even XRP to $100, right? You need a $5.6 trillion market cap. You need a bigger market cap than all of crypto, and it would all have to be an XRP in order to get a $100 XRP, right? But once you start saying, hey, can XRP go to $5, right? That is a little bit more fathomable, right? But nobody wants a 719% pump, right? They want a 50x or 100x, right? But yeah, so I think $5 is plausible, and not that we can't go higher, not that we could never go to $10 or anything like that. I'm not saying you can never get to $10, but I will say, I would rather keep eyes on local targets and reassess the situation once we get up there, right? Because if you're just hopefully holding on for $10 and you get up to $6.36 and you have some really, really bearish things popping up here on the chart, and the whole crypto market's slowing down, there's macro bearish signals on Bitcoin, it's probably going to be somewhat likely that XRP is going to fall with Bitcoin, right? It's what happens every time. So if you see those signs, you don't just want to hold on to like random hopium that you're going to go to $10. This is how you wind up holding your bags all the way back down to zero, right? And you don't want to do that. You want to pay yourself. Sure, maybe you'll be a millionaire if it hits $10, but if you're up 300 grand here, 400 grand here, you'd rather have 400 grand than back down to break even, right? So just don't hopelessly hold on to the hopium of just randomly coming up to price targets that some influencer said it was going to hit because of some conspiracy theory, right? But yeah, I would be looking up to these targets, and then if we are going to break out of there, I would reassess the situation at each target. So there you go. We break the all-time high between $5 and $6, $6.36. Some of those higher targets I would look at, and these are just based off Fibonacci extension. This is a very basic thing, right? Now, if we pulled it from the all-time high, right? If we pulled it from this all-time high all the way to the bear market low of 2018, I mean, you could even potentially look at that, right? That brings you up to $11. So again, not expecting that, I would reassess the situation at each target. But again, like notice $10,000 is nowhere near this, right? And I mean, hey, if you just look at this, right? I mean, that looks like bullish consolidation to me. And honestly, funny enough, I mean, it's a pretty similar situation that you had down here, right? Before you saw like the absolute huge move on XRP here, right? Yeah, just kind of you got a triangle, bada boom. Another triangle, bada boom. And I mean, if you look at like something like the monthly chart here, there's no money flow information back here, but trigger wave on the monthly. Trigger wave on the monthly. What happened last time we had a trigger wave on the monthly? Trigger wave on the monthly, absolute explosion. This is the only other trigger wave on the monthly we've had since this one here, since the huge pump in 2017. So, are we going to see history repeat? Could we see XRP do something like this, right? It's not likely not going to happen today or tomorrow or the next day or next month, right? But at the end of the day, 2025, potentially, if you do hit $10, it would look nice and clean. So there you go. All right, let me go pull up the chat. You guys are hiding behind the coin perspective. Hang on. Shout out to Golden. Thank you for that super chat. I said, Frankie, take a breath. Check super chats. Shout out to Golden. Did I miss any? Let me see. I like how you can just respond to super chats now. That is fire. Let me see here. Okay, there you go. Shout out to Golden. I don't think I missed. Frankie, I'll match you for the XRP giveaway. Hit me up. How did that slip by? Shout out to Golden. Shout out to Golden. So that would be what? Okay, so $300 in XRP giveaway. If Golden is so nice to do that. Golden, you do not have to do that. I want to be very clear. We appreciate it so much, but you do not have to do that. But $300 in XRP, if we hit 550 likes, I'm down. Let's do it. Shout out to Golden. Let's go. Yo, Golden, the GOAT. Shout out to Elite Way, said enough XRP, I'm gonna barf. Shout out to Yamto said if XRP hits $5, I'm getting myself a Romanian wife. Oh, let's go. Oh God. All right, let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Crypto Independent said XRP is the longest rug pull in the crypto game. I hope not. I guess not impossible. Not impossible. You'll never see me just come up here and just like pointlessly be like, no, like XRP is definitely going to $1 million, right? I am an agnostic trader. I take information and I make my decisions based off information. I don't care, right? I'm here for the decentralization of crypto, but I'm also here to trade and make money, right? So if I think something's going to go down, I'm not just going to hold on to it because I believe, right? If it's clearly going to go down, I'm going to get out, right? Crypto is PvP. I think a lot of people don't understand that, right? Crypto is person versus person, right? So like, we're all going to make it. Wag me, right? We're all going to make it. I like that, right? I believe in that as a, I like that sentiment, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, that's literally not how it works, right? Like we're not all going to make it. The people who sell first are going to make it and everyone else is going to lose, right? And that's not that's not like what I want. But that's just simply how it works, right? It's not we're all going to make it. It's only people who sell are going to make it. Everyone else is going to lose their money if they hold too long. Just keep that in mind, right? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crypto Billy said, I just love me some Frankie Candles. Shout out to Crypto Billy. What is going on, bro? Hope you're doing well. Shout out to Red Pill America. Let's go. Good to see you, bro. He said, I short XRP at 62 and I'll reverse it at 57. Let's go. Shout out to Seek Parabolic said it's delusional, 100%. It's dog eat dog. Absolutely, that's how markets work, right? It's funny, like people, and it's like it's not that I don't believe in the idea of we're all gonna make it, right? I want everybody to make it, but and that's why I have this YouTube channel to tell people to take profits. If you want to be part of the people who are gonna make it, which is not we all are going to make it. It's some people are going to make it. If you want to be part of that, you have to take profits, right? And the reason I know that, guys, is not because I sell every time and I take profit every time. I have messed up cycles, right? I have lost money in this market. And I had to learn the hard way that we're all not going to make it, right? I was one person that wasn't going to make it that one time in 2016, right? I actually didn't lose too much, but I kind of learned. I was like, I thought we were all in this together. What happened? Everyone sold. I lost my money. And it's just through experience, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, let's see. Shout out to Vinco. What is going on, bro? Said, greetings from Montreal, Canada. Shout out to Vinco. Welcome in, bro. I like your name. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Morel. Shout out to Morel. What is going on, bro? Good to see you. He said, somebody clip that 30-second short. Let's go. I always forget sometimes that everything I say is just recorded, which is kind of nice. But also, it's like, I do say some crazy stuff on here sometimes. Like, I mean, I do. Let's not pretend like I don't sniff hands on this. Like, sometimes they're plastic hands, sometimes they're real hands. Someone could just clip me, like, there's cuts of me just like sniffing all different hands. Please, for the love of God, nobody do that. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Morel. I love you back, bro. Let's see. Already in crypto since 2013 and holding ever since. Can't really do anything wrong anymore. Shout out to the bad influence. That's not a bad situation to be in, right? You got in so long ago, it's like, yeah, I could take profits off the table. If it dumps, it's probably not going back down to 2013 prices. So, yeah, you are in a cushy position, bro. I am not in that same cushy position. On Bitcoin, I always say, right, people say, is the bull run over? What is going on? And I'm like, guys, like, calm down, right? I've bought in between $20,000 and $21,000 is my average buy-in price, right? So this is nothing to me. But I kind of feel like I'm in that position, but just within this cycle. You are in a much better situation going all the way back to 2013, right? So I don't think... I don't know, man. I think you're probably pretty safe. If Bitcoin ever goes back down to $27, we got bigger things to worry about, probably. So, all right. Oh, no, that's a secret chart, guys. You can't see that chart. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Tony Roaz said, when hand sniffer real. Shout out to Tony. Please, nobody do that. Oh, my God. Someone's going to do it now. That's okay. It's all good fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. We took a look at XRP. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ondo. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, yeah, so we're rejecting a local value area. Ooh, baby. All right. We're going to make sense of this. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Sean, said, coming up on 6-week maternity leave, wife having a baby, gonna try my hand in active day trading. Learned so much from you. Any tips on free indicators, money flow, are the heat maps for free? Shout out to Sean, guys. I'm sorry, I have to help out Sean real quick. Before we look at Ondo, let me help you out, bro. If I had to pick, we did this yesterday, actually, so I'm going to go over this very briefly. I'll just tell you the indicators, and then you could just go to the videos on the channel to learn more. I would use, right, if you have access to a fixed range volume profile, honestly, watch the YouTube channel. I'm not saying that to get one extra view on all of my videos, obviously, but it's basically a free trading course. Lives on this YouTube channel. It's not organized in order, but all the information is there for free. We have the free Discord as well, where you can interact with other awesome community members that can help you avoid mistakes that they have likely already made, right? I always recommend this. One of the biggest mistakes that I made when I started trading was I wasn't in these communities. I should have tried to look for Discords. I don't even know if it was a thing. But so that's step number one. Get in the free communities, even if it's not even mine. Get in a ton of different Discord, whatever it is, right? Watch my videos or any other free information you can find online. I recommend mine because it's just what I know. And for free indicators, some people say you have to pay for the fixed range. I have a premium TradingView account, so I don't know if this is available on free. If it's not, I have a free indicator that does the same exact thing. It's called Frankie Candles Essentials in collaboration with Lux Algo. It's 100% free. Just type my name into TradingView. You can get it here. Make sure it's the one with Lux Algo, and you'll be able to use that fixed range volume profile, and then just use that fixed range volume profile, whether it's mine or the regular one, and then an RSI to look for divergences. And then Fibonacci levels, Fibonacci retracements are free tool on TradingView. And these are basically the three things: Fibonacci retracement, fixed range volume profiles, or Frankie Candles Essentials, same thing. Mine's just a little souped up with extra signals or whatever. And then RSI for divergences. And then if you tune into these live streams every day, and you watch the YouTube channel and you do your study and you do your, put the time in, take that 6 months and then you're, take that time, spend some time with the family too, but take that time, put in the work, right? It's hard, right? It's going to take a lot of work, but if you figure it out, it's going to be the most rewarding thing you'll ever do in your life. I promise you that. Being able to make money pressing buttons from anywhere in the world is one of the most rewarding things, but it's also one of the hardest things to get down and become profitable long term. So keep that in mind. It's not going to come easy, but it's definitely possible. I'm just a normal person. I'm not some kind of like math whiz or anything like that, right? If I could do it, you could do it. I promise you that. And stick around here. We give away tons of value. I have a paid Discord, but to be honest with you, I'm probably the only person on earth that would push you away from one of my paid products, right? Because you're probably going to be lost if you go in there, right? I'm not saying if you go in there, you're not going to learn. You'll probably learn a lot. You have premium live streams where I'm very interactive with the chat because there's not that many people. There's not as many people as these. But yeah, get in the free Discord. Use as much free stuff as you can. If you have some extra money, go for the paid stuff. But, heat maps, The heat maps that I use are High Block Capital. They are not free. These are paid. This is probably what you're talking about. These are paid. There are some free. CoinGlass gives them has free ones. I've heard from other people. I've never used them really. I've heard they're not as good as High Block. But that's not from my experience. That's from what I've heard. But there are things online. Just look up liquidation heat maps, and CoinGlass does have a free one. And High Block does a lot more than heat maps, right? This is probably like the least. This is such a feature-rich software. It's insane. And we're going to start talking a lot more about this and the other things you can use this for other than just liquidation heat maps. It's absolutely insane. But there you go. There's some free, hopefully I didn't unplug my mic. There is some free, stuff that you can look into that'll help you immensely. Tune into these live streams. They're free every single weekday. And I like to focus on education here and help you guys actually make money. Not just come up here and say that's going to the moon. So there you go. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and see. Yeah, shout out to Golden, said the free Frankie Candles Essentials indicator is fire. Someone came in here yesterday, I forget who it was, and was like, Frankie Candles Essential literally is just a money printer for TradingView. So yeah, go check that out. I have videos. Crypto 101 and said, and get us 20 memberships every day. That would be great. Shout out to Crypto 101. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Sean, says I use your indicator often. Yeah, people love the indicator, guys. And it is. I went over it yesterday, but we have videos talking about how to use it on my channel. It's basically Raven said insane energy. Welcome to the Frankie Candles live stream. Some people say too much energy. And I'll be honest with you guys, like sometimes when I just talk like this, I'm like, oh my God, the energy is so low right now. And then I have to pick it back up. But yeah, I'm a pretty high energy person in general. A lot of people ask me if I'm on drugs. The answer is no. I just like Aztec and Cactus Moss Water. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Bookmap is good too. Yeah, Bookmap is amazing. I love the energy. Shout out to Do. Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you. But yeah. All right, let's continue on and take a look at Ondo here. I will go ahead and I'm just going to pretend I'm talking. I forgot who even asked the question. I went off on a tangent here. Sean. Shout out to Sean. Okay, so you're already using the indicators. You're good, bro. Just keep tuning in, bro. You're going to learn. You'll pick it up very quickly. And the fact that you have 6 months, you could use this as an opportunity. Maybe in 6 months, you make some money in the bull run. You make some money trading. Who knows? Maybe you never have to go back to work. I don't want to, sell that. I'm not trying to sell a dream here. Again, all this stuff is free, so I'm not really selling anything. But I'm just saying, you never know. You work hard enough, you could change your life quicker than you think. But anyway, let's continue on here. Right? Put it this way. Technically, I've held this trade. Let me see. Let me pull it back up. Before we look at Ondo, I'm sorry. I know I'm going back and forth here, guys, but I think this is important, right? Put it this way. Technically, I've been holding this trade for 2 days, right? So let's say $700. Let's not even say it goes to 1,000, right? $700. If I close this trade right now, at one point, I had to work an entire week to make $700, $800, $900, $1,000 a week, right? So you have to work a whole week, 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, doing something for somebody else, right? And now I just click a couple buttons, and I don't win every trade. I lose trades too, right? It's not all, you're going to lose trades. You're going to have bad weeks, bad months, all that stuff. But when you compare that, it's like what I used to have to do for money like this is nothing. I entered this trade yesterday before the live stream, and I just sitting there. I went to sleep. I woke up, price dumped, boom, there's the money. It's not easy. It is simple. It is not easy, though. So I'm not just saying you're going to get on here and just make hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars like you see on the live stream. But, I've been doing this a lot. I've blown up accounts. I've lost so much money, but I'm past that, right? I've learned from my mistakes. But it's just proof, right? I used to have to work very hard for this money. And, not saying the TA isn't hard, and I'm not saying I don't work hard. I definitely do. But I didn't have to go work at a job, right? And it's pretty cool. So there you go. Anyway, has XRP started dumping yet? Still kind of sitting around 61, 62 cents. Not yet. We'll see what happens. But taking a look at Ondo here, guys, here's your value areas, right? Local value area, local value area, local value area, right? And you could probably extend this one if you wanted to look at it as a little bit more of a larger range. You could probably look at that. I'm actually going to take that. It's a little cleaner to look at. Bada boom. Shout out to Sean. Thank you for bringing that up, bro. Because I think there's a lot of people in your position that maybe they're not going to have off work for 6 months or whatever. But they're looking. They're like, what should I do, right? And everything is out there for free, at least on this channel. And I know there's a lot of other places that give it away for free as well. So there you go. Bada boom. Come out. There we go. All right. So here's your value areas, in my opinion, right? Value area 1, value area 2, value area 3. We are losing value area 3, right? We dipped it, came back up, and we are now hitting our head on this value area low. Key level of resistance, 72 cents. If you cannot get above this 72-cent level and go to the POC in the value area high, it may be a bigger breakdown. And to be honest, as we've come up here, rejected the value area low with VWAP coming down on the 16-hour, with the 12-hour, with the 12-hour VWAP also coming down. This VWAP lets you anticipate when the red and green dots are going to print. The red and green dots indicate the ebbs and flows. Red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. Money flow directionally calls the longer-term trend, right? So that's how you separate it on Market Cipher B. When you see a green dot, a lot of people think moon. It's not the case, right? Sometimes it'll be moon, but money flow has to be agreeant, right? Agreeant? Money flow has to be in agreeance, right? So you could use those red dots to anticipate little noise in the market or the internal structure, but that money flow direction, when you see money flow coming out like this, that is indicating that the trend is likely to continue down. You're going to be better off looking for shorts at the lower highs and shorting with the trend, right? You're going to be better. And then eventually you get the bigger breakdown. It could turn into a massive trade. And you can see how the money flow calls that, right? So when we extrapolate that to the current price action here, money flow is coming up, but the VWAP is coming down. That's making me anticipate if you get that red dot on the 12-hour, you may get another little ebb to the downside, right? But if money flow continues up, you can anticipate a move down off the red dot, but to put in a higher low and a continuation up. This money flow is not really strong coming up, right? This is kind of like lackluster. You kind of have an outward curve here. It's not what you'd like to see. So I would rather wait for this red dot, especially if you have, 10-hour red dot printing. Maybe if we could find a level of support down here, if you put in that bull div, right, on something like the 10-hour, that could be a somewhat of a reversal signal, right? And then, whether you treat this as a lackluster pump and a lower high and a move back to the downside or not can be based off the higher time frame money flow. But these bull divs are very good at predicting bottoms, right? And you guys know we like to look at bottoms. Anyway, and you can see here, just like show an example, right? You come down to a key level of support, which is this previous value area high, right? Lower low on your price action, higher low on your momentum waves, right? So if these lines kept going, they would intersect, right? That is a bullish divergence, oftentimes indicates a push to the upside. And actually, this is a good example of money flow not being 100% accurate, right? Money flow is coming up. Probably would have looked at this as a bigger continuation. But TA is not 100%. It'll put the odds in your favor, but it's not going to hit 100%. That's why it's okay to get stopped out of your trades and lose trades sometimes. You're not going to win 100% of the time. Losing trades and getting stopped out is simply part of the game. So there you go, right? So we get that kind of 10-hour bull div. I think I said daily over here. 10-hour bull div could give you a move to the upside. Just keep an eye on that money flow. Question is, do we have support there? And I'll be honest with you. It's kind of hard to see here. Let me come up to the daily. Take a look at the daily naked points of control. Let me change these settings real quick. Bada boom. Okay. All right, nice. You actually do have a daily bull div. You have a daily MPOC down here. Daily NPOC, right? So you have a daily naked point of control. That could be your level of support that you would look for the div on. But yeah, no, not really. You wouldn't make let's see, 10-hour. Yeah, potentially, right? Depending on, where you're going to get. If you do get that div, I would definitely watch this daily level, right? So let me pull my fib. Don't pull your fibs in public, guys. We all know that's dangerous. Yeah, so you have nice golden pocket 786 confluence here as well. Whoops. Bada boom, right? So this would definitely be a level of support I would watch, right? You have nice confluence. You have a daily naked point of control, and then you have the golden pocket 786 retracement of the entire move up. So bada boom. I would definitely look at this level as a support zone, right? And again, it's not really going to give you that bull div, but let's see if we can find some lower levels. Pull up the daily again. Pull up the MPOCs. Gonna have to change the setting again. Change it to rows. Bada boom. If you guys want to know how to find these MPOCs, I do have a tutorial on the channel, which again is 100% free. Free value. That is what we focus on this channel. I want to focus on giving the best free trading education possible. I think we do a good job. All right, let's see. Daily naked point of control. Yeah, so that's a bit further down here. But yeah, you have a daily green dot confirmed. We'll have to see, right? That would be kind of local zone number one I would watch. And then, 42 cents down here for Ondo on that daily naked point of control. It's really the next significant level that I see. Yeah, so that's kind of what I would look at. You know, you could potentially pull. Let me close this. You could potentially pull. Yeah, kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say. I mean, yeah, I'm just like, you can look at this naked value area. That POC could be somewhere like this. It's not a naked point of control, though. It's tapped. Kind of just thinking out loud here, guys. Sorry. This is kind of abstract, I'll be honest. But we'll see if it gets we'll see if it gets a reaction. It's on the live stream chart. I'm actually going to label this like previous value area high, abstract. We'll see if it works. We'll see. I wouldn't put too much weight. I mean, we did bounce off it. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a valid level, right? It's derived from volume. So we'll see. These are the levels I'd be looking at. But again, keep an eye on that money flow and market cipher B. All right, let's see. Shout out to VW John. Said, you do a great job, boss. I got stopped out of my last big trade at 150%. Shout out to VW John. And hey, it's part of the game, right? You're going to get stopped out of trades, and it gets in your head sometimes. I'll be honest, guys. Like, sometimes if I get stopped out of a few trades in a row, and I'm like even I have to kind of like shake myself and wake myself up, be like, chill out, bro. It's not the strategy. It's not your TA. It's like you just get stopped out sometimes. The market does weird stuff sometimes. Yeah, it's not about being right 100% of the time. It's about being right. Even if you're right half the time, right? If you manage your risk correctly, you can still become profitable, even if you're losing half of your trades, right? It's more about risk management than anything. Keep that in mind. What does the money flow indicate? Hey, shout out to Little Porky. I like that's a fun name to say. Shout out to Little Porky. That is I don't know why I like that name so much. But yeah, this indicator here is Market Cipher B. It's Market Cipher. You can check the link in the description down below. We do have a discount code if you want to save some money on it. MC Frank 20 to save some on the indicator. If you don't want to support, that's totally fine. Just go to marketciphertrading.com, I think it is. So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's take a look at Sheeb. Kind of falling behind here. Kind of went on a few rants. XRP took a lot of time. So we're going to have to catch up here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right. So for Sheeb, I'll go ahead and say, let's take a look at the weekly. All right. Yeah. So weekly VWAP got pretty heavily rejected. 6-day money flow was crossing over into the red. So I'll be honest with you guys, right? Like, I don't think the bull market's over at all, right? Like, if anything, I feel pretty good, right? Like, just because we're getting the pullback on Bitcoin, a lot of the alts are bleeding out. We see this happen, right? This is just something that happens in a bull market. But this money flow is coming out, right? So, I don't want to scare anybody. But, like, if this money flow crosses into the red and it gives us, like, a full crossover wave, right? This could potentially give us further downside. The nice thing with Sheeb is, when we were looking at this right before all the altcoins ripped, we literally looked at these previous value areas. We had the bear market value area, and then we were looking at this as, hey, if we break out here, right? Let's come back to the daily because that's what we were looking at. If we break out of this value area, the market is always seeking value, right? The market always seeks fair value, right? So that's why you see price oftentimes gravitating towards these ranges. This is why these levels get respected so well. And you can see how well they're respected, right? So when price was down here, we said, hey, if we break out of this value area high, price is likely to find imbalance. And where are we likely to go? We are likely to find the old balance, right? The old fair value. Price is gravitated towards these zones, if you can't tell, right? So you get the breakout, price is likely to go to the value area low. If you flip the value area low, you look for the POC, and then you look for the value area high. This is key resistance. This is where you could look for shorts to potentially go back down to the POC and back down to the value area low. If you lose this fair value and get imbalance to the downside, the next likely place for price to go is to seek out that closest area of value, which is simply down here. And you guys can see, like, these levels get pinpoint tapped. Right? It's absolutely respected, right? TA is not astrology for crypto bros. If you hear people say that, they just don't understand it, or they just don't have the mental shelf space to learn it. It is not astrology for crypto bros. It also doesn't just 100% tell you where price is going to go either, right? But that's not what it's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to give you statistical odds, right? So Yeah, I mean, here you are, right? Where's price get gravitated to? Right towards this value area. If we continue down, you can see how we targeted that POC. This is still key support. You really don't want to lose this POC at about 1082. If you lose this, the reason you don't want to lose it is because if you get stuck underneath it, you're probably going to the value area low, right? Because that's the next likely place to go based off the volume profile theory. So, you lose that POC, it's more likely to fill the range in full, which would be bringing you down to about 824. Right? Now, if you get the bounce, right, I would like to see like a daily bull div here. If you had a nice daily bullish divergence, right, but you don't. You have lower lows on your momentum waves, not higher lows. But if you don't bounce here and come back up to this previous area of balance, you're probably going to start respecting these levels, right? So those are the key levels to the downside. Key resistance to the upside is going to be about 2049. Get back above there, you can start looking for more fun, right? POC, value area high. And then once you break out of that, you can go for those all-time highs. So there you go. That's what I'd look at on SHIB. Other than that, looking very similar to everything else. All this money flow is coming out. All right, let's see. Shout out to D. Shout out to you, bro. He says, where are you pulling fixed range from? So, yeah, if I could I'll give you these ranges real quick. Just to be clear, there really is no wrong way to pull these. The way I use them is I pull them on sideways price action, or I try to find the areas of value for the most part, right? Like even here, you could see, right, we have, general highs, general lows, right? So you could even look at this as a volume profile, and likely those levels will get respected as well. So it's not like if you're pulling it one candle over or one candle, to the left or right, you're going to get wrong levels. They will be different likely, but not wrong, because these levels are derived from actual volume being traded. So basically the way I pull these, I mean, if you want the technical, actual places, Wednesday the 6th, of October 2021 all the way to Friday, April 15th of 2022. I don't know why I've read those all backwards, but that's where this range is pulled from. And then this one, I actually don't have the volume profile on. Yeah, so I would have to pull this to find it. Oh, yeah, it is right here. Hang on. Come down to a higher time frame. Bada boom, right? So this one is pulled from May 10th, 2022 to February 18th, 2024. Right? So those are the two main value areas. But again, if you move it slightly over, like the idea is to just, analyze the sideways range, right, for the most part. But again, right, if I wanted to look at this as a sideways range, right, we could look at that as well. And like, if we get rid of this range, let's see if that was respected, right? Likely it was. Hopefully I don't lose this stuff forever. It's pretty simple though, so I'll be able to redraw it. Well, would you look at that, right? Like this is the free value right here. Bada boom. Bada bing. Was this respected? Absolutely, right? This is why I like to look at the price in terms of the volume profiles. This is not magic. This is not by chance. These lines aren't just randomly lining up. It's because there was volume traded at these levels, right? So there you go. Many different ways to look at the market when you're using volume profiles. I try to break it down simply. I don't want a million different ranges. I don't want to confuse a ton of people on the live stream. So there you go. All right, there we go. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Sleet Coil. Let's go, bro. What is going on? He said, I just bought Market Cipher because of you, bro. Can you show your customization you use to have Market Cipher looks, to have it look so clean? Shout out to Sleet Coil. Thank you for complimenting my Market Cipher. But yeah, there you go. I'll let you just screenshot this stuff. Bada boom. I basically have, this is all the stuff that I have turned off. RSI, stochastic RSI, plots background. Everything else is on. Other than that, everything is just color changes, right? So yeah, there you go. Just purple, blue, and gray and white. So there you go. Pretty simple. If you wanted it even cleaner, you could even take off the trigger lines. Bada boom, bada bing, right? That would be even cleaner. But I do like to see those when you're like overbought or oversold. So I like to keep those on. But there you go. That's how I make it nice and clean, baby. I take really what cleans up Market Cipher B for me is I don't have the RSI on, right? The RSI does clutter it a lot, right? Like this is like really freaks people out, I think, like seeing that. To be honest, it's not something I use very often. I probably should, if I'm being honest. But I just don't. So I just keep it off, right? It's not something I pay too much attention to. So why even have it on there? You want to keep things simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on to INJ or INJ, as some people call it. Somebody yesterday said nobody calls it that. You guys are funny. That's not what we want to look at. INJ. All right, we'll look at a clean INJ chart. Well, nicely here, right? Okay. I don't hate this. I don't love it either, if I'm being honest. Okay. So you could look at something like this. I would probably prefer something like this, right? I like to break it down to multiple value areas. This one's kind of trending, so we're losing that value. Okay. So bear with me, guys. Boom. Let's mark this up real quick for you. Okay, so these are some levels you can look at. I mean, could look at this as a full range, but I would probably look at it like this, right? Like, what are we bouncing off of? You're hitting the value area low of this naked volume profile. You would hope this holds up, right? You are getting no daily bull. It's like no green dot on the daily, right? 16-hour like wonked out bull div. I wouldn't put much attention on that. Yeah, I don't know. This kind of looks weird. Let me pull some fibs here real quick. I'll pull from this impulse. Okay, so boom. If we lose this golden pocket, right, let's pull up the VPVR real quick, which again is the same exact theory as the regular volume profiles. It just populates the volume and calculates all those candles that are visible on the chart rather than just the ones that you select. So, as you can see, this is, yeah, okay, so you do have some interesting high volume nodes here. Like, I would definitely, I would watch this high volume node, this high volume node. But other than that, if you lose this 786, this is really what you want to hold, right? Because if you lose this golden pocket, you're probably going to go down for that 786, which let me actually label that. Right. So you're probably going to go for that 786 if you lose the golden pocket. You do have these little high volume nodes that could hold you up, but for the most part, there's not much there, right? So you really want to hold that 786 because then you have that pretty big gap all the way down to about 813, which brings you to that next like real area of value, right? Where you have this naked value area. So for the most part, if you continue down, that 786 at 1096 is going to be absolutely key. And if you continue down through this low volume gap, boom, I would watch to come down to this high volume node, which is also confluent with this naked value area. So very simple kind of analysis here on INJ. You want to hold that 786. If you hold the 786, I would look for a big bounce. But, even then, like, yeah, you want to hold this. If you can't hold this, I'd be looking down here. And to be quite honest, like daily green dot, like it's these higher time frames, right? It actually doesn't look as bad as a lot of other stuff. Yeah, weekly red dot confirmed. Yeah, so if you don't hold this local volume profile, here's the key levels. Let me read them out for you. Between 1440 and 1471, if you can't hold that, I would probably be looking down. Next major level is the 786 at 1094. You have those other high volume nodes sitting at 1205 and 1354. But for the most part, those aren't as strong as the 786. So, and you might just want to go for that retracement. So, yeah, come down there, get a bounce. If you lose this, probably coming down here, right? Again, 855 and below. So there you go. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Captain, how are the inmates today? Keeping them in line? Shout out to Wix Wi-Fi 89. You know the hilarious part is like that's the truth. Like that's a real question that Captain can answer right now. Captain, do any inmates know who I am? That'd be weird. I'm a selective reader. What can I say? Shout out to Captain. All right, let's see. Shout out to Make Everyone Happy, says Arrow. We can take a look at Arrow. Bada boom, bada bing. We will take a look at the KuCoin chart. All right. Shout out to KuCoin. All right, so Aerodrome. Let's pull some fibs here. Bada boom. All right, so we've already gotten the 786 retracement, so that is good. Held on that 786. I would pull this one now to the high. I'll just give you some levels here because, to be quite honest, yeah, daily green dot, no bull div, but you got the daily green dot, so potentially move to the upside. Potential continuation. About to tap that golden pocket, but let me get some levels here for you. Take a look at the daily. All right, so is that a? Okay, so I would take a look at this. Actually, I'm just going to take the weeklies. All right, so you got a weekly up here. I'm only going to label out the local ones. So weekly MPOC, daily MPOC. Actually, just front ran that. Okay, so those are MPOCs that I'd look at. Okay, so other than that, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard, right? Because we can't really pull any legitimate ranges here, right? Unless you're just looking locally. I guess you could look at this. Whoops. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty big range, but this could be a key level to look at. Go from the high to the low. Yeah, so this is kind of nice. So let me just mark these levels out. Bada boom. That'll be resistance. Actually, really nice confluence here. So, you know, if money flow continues out and we approach this level, the POC, weekly naked point of control 786, this potentially, like maybe we come do something like this and we come back up. If we enter here with bearish confirmations and higher time frame money flow coming out, this would be a very high likelihood area to put in a lower high and continue to the downside. But again, it depends on what it looks like when we get up here, right? This is a pretty massive, that's a 40% pump up there. So it depends. A lot can change depending on how quickly we get up there and what price looks like as we approach those levels, right? But other than that, these are the higher time frame levels. I'm not going to go over like the local scalp levels or anything like that. But, you know, if you do get a bigger move up, these are the key levels that I would be looking at. What was that, a daily? There we go. Why is that all wonked out? Okay. So, yeah, if we do continue on, let me just pull this back here. I'll see what this looks like. I like this one. Okay, yeah. So if you continue up, you know, between about 76 cents and 80 cents, key resistance, it's an area where you could potentially put that lower high in, right? Because remember, when you have bearish changes of character, right? Right here, bearish change of character, this is making you look for shorts over longs. It doesn't mean you can't take longs in the short term, but when you have a bearish change of character, right, and if you change this is Lux Algo Price Action Concepts, the premium indicator. When you have a bearish change of character, this is letting you know that your trend is likely flipping bearish, right? So at that point, you want to wait for a drop, and then on the retracements to the upside, you want to look for short positions to continue the trend and break structure to the downside, right? And that's just going to be the higher probability outcome. Where are you looking for those lower highs? Very simply put, you're looking at them at golden pockets. Like, you literally can't make this up. That's exactly how you want to look at things. Bearish change of character, let it go. Do not FOMO short unless you find a setup within consolidation. Bearish change of character, let it bounce. Once it bounces, you pull your fib. Where's the golden pocket 786? This is an area you're likely to reject. I don't know if you're going to find free information like that on YouTube. This is how you do this, right? Very simply put, like, and that would have worked out perfectly, right? And then, like, you can use Money Flow, you could use Market Cipher, you could use other tools, volume profiles within here to find a local setup to see that continuation to the downside. And this is the Price Actions Concepts indicator. This is premium from Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, you can check the link in the description. They are a sponsor of the channel, but they also have free indicators that are very close to this. Like, I don't even actually know this for a fact. Like, if I do Price Action, I can almost guarantee you that Lux has a free indicator. Price Action. Bada boom, Lux Algo. Okay, so that's the paid one. I bet you they have something free. I'm going to find it. I feel obligated now. Because, let's see. Lux Algo. I'll just type in Lux. There you go. They have hundreds of free indicators. But yeah, I don't. Maybe they do. Maybe it's like a market structure. No way. That's crazy that I just found that. Or is this going to be yeah? So I'll turn off the premium indicator just so you know. It's not as saucy as the premium one, obviously. But if you wanted to play around with this, like, this is a free way, right? Because, like, I know what it's like to, like, want to learn this stuff, right? Like, I was obsessed with this. I still am, right? But when I was learning, I was just like, I wanted to try everything. So you could go on here and get the free version of this. It's not as saucy, but you know, you could see these changes of character. Go back in time. Look at what was happening, right? Bullish change of character. Wait for the pullback. Look for an entry. Did you get the breaks of structure to the upside? You did. See how often it plays out, right? Like, even right here, right? And again, not as saucy as the premium indicator, but I mean, what other company is giving away like free indicators like this? It's pretty fire. But yeah, bearish change of character. You're going to be looking for a retracement to a golden pocket or a 786. What happens, right? Go down to a lower time frame. Whoops. Bada boom. Zoom out here, right? Like what happened here, right? And it's not going to show the same change of character because we changed time frames. But what happened? Price came down and made a lower high on that exact short zone. So there you go. If you guys want to check out the premium indicators, link in the description. Shout out to Lux Algo for sponsoring the channel. If you want to check out one of their like 200 free indicators, including mine, Frankie Candle's Essentials, just look them up on TradingView. But anyway, yeah, that is what I would be looking at on Aerodrome. And let me go ahead and unhide everything else so we can get that TA in case anyone else missed it. Bada boom, right? So let me come back over to the 4 hour. And let me get rid of these fibs, right? So that is what I would be looking at. These would be kind of the key levels I would be looking at on Aerodrome. Bada boom. Oh, whoops. I actually got rid of the wrong fib there. Sorry about that. Bada boom. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Are you kidding me right now? There we go. All right. So these are the levels I would look at, right? And you do have a pretty significant confluence. Actually, yeah. Even that 786. Yeah. Decent confluence up here. But that's the context I'd be looking at for Aerodrome. And then local support down here at about 55 to 52 cents. So with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Let's see. Shout out to Sleek Coil, said if money flow is heavy in the red on a daily time frame, but heavy in the green on the weekly, does that signify anything special? Was looking at ABT arc block and it caught my eye. Yeah, let me just explain that really quickly, right? Let's see. Dave Digital in the chat. What is going on, bro? Said trying to qualify for breakout prop and trying to figure out if Ondo is going to retest that value area 30-minute or dump to complete the Bart Simpson. Shout out to Dave. Should we check that out too? Let's go. We were going to end it, but hey, we got the Mafia in the chat. Shout out to Gen Z. Said better fix it tomorrow. We need to smash that like button. Shout out to Gen Z. Smash that like button if you guys have not already. It's been so hard to get likes. I don't know what it is. We just try to give everything. We give everything away. Smash that like button if you like free value. But let's see. Okay, so what was it? It was on. Okay, so let's look at ABT. Okay, so look at the daily naked points of control and the monthly naked point of control. Dang, that held up pretty nice. But let's take a look here, right? So let me hide this and let me pull up Market Cipher really quickly, right? So, yeah, so the daily is deep in the red, right? And then the weekly is deep in the green, right? So very simply put, what I would expect is VWAP coming up on the weekly with your money flow pretty thick in the green. This is pretty nice. This is kind of what you want to see, right? Because once that VWAP comes up, it could drag your money flow back up with it, right? But on the daily, it tells a little bit of a different story, obviously, right? So the way I would interpret this is, to be honest, yeah, this is a pretty steep divergence. But, you know, this is like massive lower lows, very elongated higher lows, right? So you do have technically divergence here. But you did come down to monthly naked point of control, which is nice. But, yeah, like if you start seeing money flow start to come up on the daily here, right? Like typically, you know, money flow will peak out in the red at some point, right? And a lot of times if you could end that money flow wave in a divergence, it's oftentimes very strong, right? Like you could see here, locally, money flow was thick in the green, but we were printing a daily bearish divergence. And that divergence, that money flow peaked on a divergence, making it a strong top, right? And oftentimes you will see the same thing. Like we see this on the 4 hour a lot, right? You'll see a nice bull div, right, with money flow coming up. Let me see if I can find an example of this. Let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, like right here, right? So you have like higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, and then that wave kind of peaked out at that divergence and started coming up. That indicates a strong bottom, right? So if you see something like that on the daily, right, like the money flow on the weekly is going to take time to play out. But if you see something like that on the daily where you have a daily bullish divergence, now this is very long. I don't really love that. I like to see the divergences a little more close together. But, we are deep in the red here. So if you see money flow start to come up and you're looking at that and be like, wow, that divergence was pretty strong and money flow's coming up, it could be a strong bottom, right? And then that would also kind of line up if you start getting a green dot on the weekly. Because although it's just a green dot, right, which indicates the ebbs and flows, with a weekly green dot, oftentimes the moves up can be pretty aggressive on a weekly green dot. It's a very high time frame, right? And a daily bull div is also pretty strong. So that's kind of how I would interpret that. But just think about this, right? If your weekly money flow is doing this, right, weekly money flow comes out, right? And I'll just draw a zero line just to make it as easily digestible as possible. That's your zero line, right? Even label it zero line, right? And then your money flow comes in the green and in the red. In the green, in the red. In the green, right? Your daily money flow might be doing this, but your weekly money flow is probably just going to be doing this, right? Another zero line, right? Your weekly money flow is probably just doing this, right? In this specific case, right? So your daily money flow is going to oscillate back and forth while your weekly money flow can just continue coming up, right? And I could actually show you this side by side on the actual chart. I'm just going to go in here. If you stuck around, all 471 of you guys, you stick around to the end of the stream, you get the extra sauce. So I'm going to split the screen here. I'm going to pull up arc block. What am I doing? Bada boom, right? And I'll pull up the weekly time frame. And you could do this, right? You could do this on your own. But you could see, right? This weekly money flow crossover, I'll mark it right here, right? That's your weekly money flow crossover, right? That's the weekly money flow crossover on the daily chart. And this is your weekly money flow crossover on your this is on the daily chart, this is on the weekly chart, right? So let me just draw that one more time, right? So you could see, typically, I mean, your daily is still a pretty high time frame, but your daily could go into the green, into the red, into the green, and that weekly money flow is going to be less reactive, if that makes sense. It'll be more clear if I show you a lower time frame than the daily, right? So like a 4 hour, right? You look at your 4 hour, man, let me show you this on Bitcoin. This is just a specific scenario on the altcoin, right? So like you can see here on the 4 hour, your money flow, and if I'll just make this super, super simple here. I'm just going to take everything off but the money flow, right? For the most part. I took the money flow off. Whoops. Boom. Okay, right? So you could see here, this is your money flow crossover. Let me just position this so it's all good, right? So here's your money flow crossover into the green on the weekly, right? And you can see here, you simply have, I got to zoom out more on the 4 hour. Oh, God, I got to really zoom out. So there you go, right? Money flow crosses over into the weekly, and you just have this one green money flow wave. But if you look on the left side of the screen, look how much this oscillates up and down, right? So that money flow on the 4 hour is going to go up, down, 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 right? But the weekly's just in the green, right? It's less reactive. So, that's kind of how you could look at it, right? If this money flows in the red, right, as long as your weekly money flows in the green, your long-term buys can still be up, right? But if you want to buy a dip for that continuation of that green money flow wave, you might want to wait for a lower time frame to come into the red money flow, if that makes sense. I feel like I didn't explain that very well. And you guys also can't really see this. So there you go, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now look at the right side of the screen. It's just one money flow wave. So those lower time frames are going to oscillate very quickly, where that weekly is going to be very, very slow. And I know it sounds basic to a lot of people, but if you're new, that's kind of how you could separate the time frames. The lower time frames, the indicators are much more reactive, right? So there you go. So that's kind of how I would look at things, right? So if I have thick money flow on the weekly, I could still think bullish, right? But I might want to wait for money flow on the daily or the 4 hour or a lower time frame to come into the red to find a good opportunity to buy in, right? So let's pretend this is a little experiment that I was doing with some fractals. Actually pretty crazy how it respects all these levels. Not going to lie. I'm not going to get into that, though. But let's pretend this was going to be the case, right, where we were going to launch off to like 137K after this dump down to 51 to 52, right? Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying. Money flows thick in the green. We could potentially expect more upside here, right? Fair enough. But I don't want to buy like at a premium, right? Like why not wait for price to come into into the red on a lower time frame, find a good entry before that weekly is going to remain bullish or continue bullish, right? So hopefully that makes sense. I think I might be maybe a little over, right? Like am I going to buy it up here? Right? Well, the daily money flows in the green, right? I know Bitcoin's pretty bullish because the weekly money flows in the green, but this is letting me know if I'm buying locally high or if I should wait for a money flow crossover into the red to wait to come and have opportunities to buy lower, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't just completely confuse everybody. But yeah, hopefully you guys can make some kind of sense of that. I tried to break things down as simple as possible, but that was kind of, hopefully that was simple enough for you guys. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got on tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for sticking around till the end of the stream. And yeah, hopefully we could see XRP continue up. Hopefully Bitcoin continues down for the sake of my short. But as you guys know, I do think we can continue up. I'm just looking for that short as a small scalp. Grab like $1,000 for the day or whatever. Hop out and then see if we can get a push up closer to $58,000. So shout out to Dave Digital. I'm going to hit you up in a second, bro. I'm going to try to answer your questions, but I actually got to hop out of here, and I will take a look at, what was it, Ondo, I think he said. Shout out to Dave. We're not going to leave you hanging, bro. We're not going to leave you hanging. But yeah, I'll try to get you in Discord, and I'll answer some questions for you. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, shout out to everybody in here. Smash that like button on your way out. I appreciate every single one of you guys for spending time with us here. You guys allow me to do what I love every single day on this YouTube channel. I feel absolutely forever indebted to you guys, and I feel absolutely blessed to be able to do this with you. So, and the fact that we're able to help you is absolutely insane. So with all that being said, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta, Mafia. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
All right, Dave, let's do this. Forget Discord. Let's just do it right now. Shout out to Dave Digital. I assume, the fact that you guys say what's up to Dave with the pig nose because of his profile picture is insane. I love that. But let's go ahead and check this. Dave, are you still in here? Let me check. If Dave's not here, we'll do something else, but I think he probably is. There he is. Okay, Dave, let's talk about this. So I assume you are looking, first off, not financial advice, but I know you know that. But, yeah, I would say if I think you're looking for a potential retest of this value area low at about 72 cents on Ondo or for the completion of this Bart Simpson, right? Which is definitely possible, right? Because you do have targets down here potentially of the golden pocket 786 getting closer to 58 to 54 cents, right? But I will say this. It's kind of a hard shot here. It's kind of a hard shot, right? Like 30-minute red dot printing or looking to print here somewhat soon could put in a bull div. I'll be honest, man, this is a pretty hard call, right? Like if I were looking for a short here, I would have liked to take it up here at the value area high and the value area low retest. But yeah, it's like what I would look for here if I were looking for a real like retracement into that value area low is like I want to see nice bullish divergences here. right, with money flow coming up. Do we see that? Not quite, right? Like 4-hour VWAP coming back up, like maybe that next 4-hour green dot puts you back up there. But to be quite honest, like if I were simply looking at this to trade, right? If I were just like, I didn't know what I was looking at, and I was just looking at this as a potential trade, right? I wasn't looking at the value area out low or anything you were looking at. What I see is essentially, let's look at it on the 30-minute, right? Change a character, break a structure. Really what I'd be looking for here, if I were looking for a short, right? If I were looking for a short, I would wait. And I will be honest, right? Like I would be favoring shorts here, right? Change a character. This is where your candlesticks turn purple, right? And again, this is not just some magic indicator stuff. This is just going off market structure. So here we go, right? Candle colors. There we go, right? Purple candles. I would wait for a retracement. So and this is not what you should do. This is what I would do. So if I started getting a bounce here, right, what I would look for is I would pull my retracement from the high to the low, and I would even look at like the local ones too in case you don't make it all the way up, right? So like that would be this would be a retracement I would look at, probably that one, right? About 68 cents, 69 cents almost. This one up 786, 71 cents, golden pocket 70 cents. And then the full retracement locally would bring you with the 786 in confluence with the value area low. So you want to keep in mind that you have those other levels here in case you get an early rejection. But if you wiggle your way up here, this would be kind of the major zone to look at for the short, right? So I personally, what I would be doing is I would wait for that green dot, not saying what you should do, but not financial advice, but I would wait for that green dot and see if you could come up towards this retracement level between 72 and 70 cents, understanding that those local fibs are here too, right? Because you never know where you're going to get the rejection from, right? You could get it from a local fib. You could get it from the full fib. So I would notice, understand you have all these levels here, and then you can pull this local profile too, right? Because this will give you confluence, right? So, if you pulled your fib, let's say from here to here, it's like, okay, I kind of like this fib, right? Because let's say we're not looking at the full retracement, right? Let's get rid of that purple box. Right, and I'm just pulling the local retracement from here to the low. Well, now I have some pretty nice confluence on the golden pocket value area low, and I also have some nice confluence on the, I'm like low-key giving like, there you go, Dave. So this is what I would wait for. If it doesn't come up here and it nukes, I would sit it out, right? So I wouldn't mind missing the short position here, but if you came back up, here's some levels I would look at. Nice confluence here on the value area, low in golden pocket. Right here, 786 POC. And then if you come up here, at least you have the context of the local volume profile, right? And you're saying, hey, we're above the POC. Last place I'd be willing to look for a short is up here at that value area high. But really, I would like that to come in at the golden pocket 786 retracement. So that would be the local fib I would look at, and this would be the full fib that I would look at, which are very similar, right? Kind of the same zones. So there you go. I would say between 69, almost 70, up to 72 are that zone that I would wait to look for a short. But not financial advice. You may never even get up here. You may shoot right through them. Anything is possible. But, Dave, I had to spit some sauce for you. So there you go. With all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Smash that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the content or this helped you out in any way, shape, or form. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Hey.